Welcome to the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Yeah, so we're playing Majora's Mask 3D. Some might know that Majora's Mask is one of my absolute favorite Zelda games. Apparently I have a file that's way further into the game than I thought. I didn't think I ever got that far. Back in 2018. But my second file is from 2016, oddly enough. That's very interesting. Also, I have absolutely no, empty files, apparently. So I'm going to just go ahead and erase all of these because there's no point in any of these other files existing. This one was also 2016. What the heck, man? That was like when it came out, I think, 2016. But yes, as some might know, Majora's Mask is one of, if not, is my favorite Zelda game. The 3DS remake of Majora's Mask is sorely lacking in goodness. Whereas the Ocarina of Time 3D remake did absolutely nothing to change up the game and absolutely nothing to make it, worth a remake. The Majora's Mask remake took the heart of everything that was Majora's Mask and said, let's not do that at all. So it's a little unfortunate. Game supports Circle Pad Pro using OnePlus. Please press ZR. I do not have a Circle Pad Pro, so this was back before the new 3DS was out. Land of Hyrule, there echoes a legend. Thank you. Boy who, after battling evil and saving Hyrule, crept away from the land that had made him a legend. Done with the battles he once waged across time, he embarked on a journey, a secret and personal journey. A journey in search of a beloved and invaluable friend. Friend with whom he parted ways when he finally fulfilled his heroic destiny and took his place among legends. So, I mean, right there you can see one issue. So, in Ocarina of Time 3D, they increased the text speed, which was a great, addition. It was a great mechanic. You know, it was a great change. I loved that they did that. In Majora's Mask 3D, they did that as well. And didn't consider that there were parts that they needed to not increase the text speed. So all of the text speed got an increase, which makes it nigh impossible to read that first section. Now, it's a minor thing that, that first section is like, oh, if you played Ocarina of Time, you know what's going on, right? So it's not like, oh, it's a, it's not that big of a deal. And in that regard, I'm not going to overly complain about the fact that that was messed up. Hee, you two fairies did great. I wonder if he has anything good on him. Huh? This guy? Well, that shouldn't be a problem. I would say Ocarina of Time 3D undercorrected, Majora's Mask 3D overcorrected. Meanwhile, the Link's Awakening remake pretty much got it spot on, so hopefully they continue in that vein. Oh, what a pretty ocarina. Hey, Skulky, let me touch it. I want to see. You can't, Tail. What would we do if you dropped it and broke it? No way, you can't touch it. But sis, why can't I try it out too? Should have done some higher pitched voice thing for them, but oh well. Because they fairies, so they're tiny, thus they have high pitched voice. Do. I remember my brother hated this game though because he liked Ocarina of Time and he wanted to play Ocarina of Time, but what he ended up finding was not Ocarina of Time but Majora's Mask. And this was my first Zelda game that I fully understood was a Zelda game. Because I knew, there was, Majora's Mask and there's Ocarina of Time, So I knew there's, multiple Zelda games. My first was Link's Awakening DX. But I didn't know that was a Zelda game at the time. Because, I just had the cartridge. I didn't have, the box or anything. I don't even know where we ended up, getting it. We had, the Game Boy, and then we had Link's Awakening DX, and I was like, oh, cool. But like, I didn't know that Link's Awakening DX was, you know, the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. And so this was like the first Zelda game that I knew was a Zelda game that I played. And, but, you know, I feel like I should preface by saying, like, you know, me saying, oh, this was my first Zelda game, right? So a lot of people are probably going to immediately be like, oh, see, that's why you like it so much, because it was your first Zelda game. Actually has nothing at all to do with that. What's with that stupid horse of yours? It doesn't listen to a word that's said to it. There's no point in riding a thing like that. So I did you a favor and got rid of it. Hee Aw, boo-hoo, why the sad face? I just thought I'd have a little fun with you. Oh, come now. Do you really think you can beat me as I am now? Fool! See, like, the auto text goes so fast. Uh-oh. Deku. Deku. So many Deku. I didn't know what a Deku was either back then. Just knew that you got turned into this weird thing. That's what we called it too, was that weird thing. We didn't know what Dekus were. Of course, they were introduced in Ocarina of Time. Hee now that's a good look for you. You'll stay here looking like that forever. This is sis. Oop. And of course, you've got to have your fairy companion, because Z targeting. Whoa, Skull Kid, wait for me. I'm still here. Tail, you can't leave without me. I was not doing her voice anyway. You. If I wasn't dealing with you, I wouldn't have gotten separated from my brother. Well, don't just sit there, Deku boy. Do something. Why are you looking at me like that? What? Is there something stuck on my face? Will you stop staring and just open that door for me? Please, come on. Helpless little girl is asking you, so hurry up. No, Tail. I wonder if that child will be alright on his own. Alright. And so the game begins. Hey, wait for me. Don't leave me behind. So, that stuff back there. I, apologize. So take me with you. You wanna know about that Skull Kid who just ran off, right? Well, I just so happen to have an idea of where he might be going. Take me with you and I'll help you out, deal? Please? Good. So then it's settled. Now then, I'll be your partner. Or at least until we catch that Skull Kid. My name's Tattle. So, it's nice to meet you, or whatever. Now that we've got all that straightened out, can we stop messing around and get moving? If you figure something out, press right, and I'll tell it to you. Hopefully you'll manage to get by without my help until then. And then just immediately there's something for her to tell you, which is, of course, you know, that you can use the freaking Deku Flower. But I don't need her to tell me this. So if you have a new 3DS or whatever it's called, or you have the Circle Pad Pro thing, you can actually use free cam. So you know how to use items. It's pretty important. Tap on the lower screen to bring up the select item screen. Select an item using the circle and assign it to any of the buttons. You can also tap and slide to assign the item. So do it whichever way you like best. Once you've assigned an item, press the corresponding button or tap the corresponding icon to use it. It's easy. Yeah. Don't really need to put those on there, but will anyway. Oh, also this was requested, I just realized, by one of my patrons. He goes by Charmander normally. Though on Patreon, I think it actually lists his full name. And in my new Patreon end screen, I have his full name listed. So I'm gonna say Charmander for these videos, the start of these videos. Just because I don't actually know which name he would prefer. I think on Twitter he has his like actual name listed. So it's probably fine if I, said it. But still. Hey, you, come on, press L and talk to me. Yeah. Here you go, see? You can do it if you try. I fly over to people or objects, use L to look at them so you can interact with them. Use L targeting to talk to people even if they're far away. Or, if there's no one to target, you can use L to look straight ahead. Oh, somebody's coming in the... Got it. But enough about that for now. Come over to this tree and check it out. I heard a weird noise, and then I realized that it was just somebody coming through the door. We have family over. They're hanging out and sleeping in the house that's like right next to us. So, strange, but the way you look right now sort of reminds me of this tree. Looks all dark and gloomy, almost like you could start crying any second now. How sad. We have some really interesting, living situations going on here at this place. So, but it's fine. But yeah, we just have some family over. So, which means I really have to record at night because there's no way I can record early now. So, you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? I am, out of all of the things in this game, this is what I am the most excited for, is voicing this guy. Because I've seen a lot of people do, play Majora's Mask. And I guess I have this headcanon of his voice that nobody else seems to do, and I'm just like, but that's not his voice. So I'm excited because it's this is the headcanon I've always had, so for this voice, so. I own the Happy Mask Shop. I travel far and wide in search of masks. During my travels, a very important mask was stolen from me by an imp in the woods. So here I am at a loss, and now I found you. Now, don't think me rude, but I have been following you. For I know of a way to return you to your former self. If you can get back the precious item that was stolen from you, I will return you to normal. In exchange, all I ask is that you get back my precious mask that the imp stole from me. What? Is it not a simple task? Why, to someone like you, it should by no means be a difficult task. Except, well, one thing is, I'm a very busy fellow, and I must leave this place in 3 days. How grateful I would be if you could bring it back to me before my time here is up. But yes, you'll be fine. I see you're young and have tremendous courage. I'm sure you'll find it right away. Oh, and one more thing. Please be so kind as to direct your gaze over there for a moment. This is a 3DS exclusive. That strange stone over there, do you see it? It's called a Sheikah stone. And when the world has weighed you down with worry, crawl inside and let it show you the way. If you ever find yourself lost on your grand adventure, seek the counsel of this wise old stone. It will surely help you on your noble quest. Well then, I'm counting on you. Alright. Yeah, that's always been my headcanon for the way the Happy Mask Salesman talks. Is he's got that kind of voice. And most other YouTubers I see always do like, I don't know, they do like a deep voice or something, usually. They're like, you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? And I'm like, I guess I could see it, but the sound effect they use is like, you know. The Monokuma. No, not Monokuma at all, but still. It gives me the creeps. That mask salesman was a... Sorry, just thinking aloud. But 3 days? Even if we never sleep, that still leaves us with a measly 72 hours. Talking about demanding. I have to understand that. We're going to see the Great Fairy. Look, you want to find the Skull Kid, don't you? The Great Fairy will know what he's up to. She watches over everything. Just between you and me, the Skull Kid is no match for the Great Fairy. Pretty sure the Great Fairy lives in a shrine somewhere here in town. Where? Well, somewhere. Don't press me for details. I don't come to this town very often. Maybe try talking to one of those kids who hang out around town. One of them might know where the shrine is. Alright, and now we are officially into the game because we are in Termina. Time has begun to tick, and we must make our way to a save point, apparently. That's right. This game is different from the original in that save points actually, like, save the game. In the original, they were quick saves. But because this is supposed to be a handheld title, they didn't want to do that. Hey there, little guy. Won't you deposit some rupees? Nowadays, even if people have money, they don't deposit any. Nothing. Nothing. So for a limited time, I'll give you a special gift based on how much you deposit. For example, if you deposit 200 rupees, he'll get a Primo wallet that holds a lot of rupees. Alright, so how many you want to deposit? 28? That's a lot. Seriously. So little guy, what's your name? Titium, is it? Got it. I won't forget your deposit. Excuse me. Let me stamp you with my special ink. Hey, relax. Doesn't leave any marks. It's not gonna hurt. There. Now I'll know you when I see you. Alright, little guy. I've got a total of 28 rupees from you. Come back, deposit some after you save up a bunch. Yes, Link's name in this game is Titium. Why did I name him Titium? Just so that I could have something fun instead of just calling him Link or Serene. You know? I wanted to make it at least somewhat unique, you know? Get more rupees, because I'm going to need many rupee. Mainly for this guy. What's this? Green clothes, white fairy, sir. Could you by chance be a forest fairy? Oh my name is Tingle. I think I am the same as you, sir, a forest fairy. Alas, though I am already age 35, no fairy has come to me yet. My father tells me to grow up and act my age, but why? I tell you, Tingle is the very reincarnation of a fairy. Now, while I stand here waiting for a fairy of my own, I saw a map step out my father. Lucky, you are so lucky to have a fairy. I know. We should be friends. Yes. In exchange, I will sell you a map for cheap as a sign of my friendship. Will you buy one of Tingle's maps? Yippee! A map of Clocktown. Woo! Oh, Tingle nearly forgot, good sir. Do you know how to use maps? Tap the map on the lower screen to zoom in and out. Tap the thing to view the map screen, yada yada. Call again. Tingle Cooler Limpa. This is the magic words Tingle created himself. Don't steal them! Thank you, Tingle. I no longer have a blank screen at the bottom, and that's good. Fairy fountain! Oh no! The Great Fairy! A voice crack there. Oops. Young one, please hear my plea. I have been broken and scattered to pieces by the masked skull kid. Please find the one stray fairy lost in town and bring her to this fairy's fountain. Whoa, they healed me up for 0 damage because I didn't take any. Or 0, I guess they heal me for 0 health because I hadn't taken any damage. I don't know what the proper term would be. So, but yes, she heals me for a whopping 0 points of HP. Because I took 0 points of damage thus far. So, East Clocktown. Alright, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Okay. I don't think... Can't do that right now. I'm trying to decide what I actually want to do this cycle, basically. Hello, Gorman. Because there's not a particularly large amount of things that you can do in the first cycle. Unless you know how to freaking glitch the game out, anyway. Which, I mean, sure, if you know how to do that, by all means, but I don't. I don't know how to glitch the game out to begin with, but also I don't care enough about, like, rushing it to try and do that, so I'm just gonna, you know, go around town, basically, and just make sure that there's nothing that I can do right now. And it's not that, like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. It's that I do know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, like, find something more to do. Because the first cycle will take me literally half of a day. And that would be really boring because that's another, you know, how long? Granted, not that I'm succeeding at finding anything else to do, so, you know, I don't know that that worked out very well. Whatever. We'll just go, I guess. I was gonna say, the fairy should be right here. Please hear my pleas, Master Cloak has broken me apart and scared my pieces. Please find a way to return me to the fairy's fountain in North Clocktown. Alright. Off to North Clocktown we go. And then from there, I want to actually avoid interacting with that bush because that would be very annoying to have to deal with that guy at the moment. And I'd like to not have to deal with that guy at the moment. So, I again tingle. I don't think that I think in the original, spinning made you go faster, but I don't think it does in the remake. So, there's the Great Fairy. The good old creepy Great Fairy from the N64 days. Tattle, and you, young one of the altered shape. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. I am the Great Fairy of Magic. I thought that masked child was helping me, and I grew careless. All I can offer you now is this. I shall grant you magic power as a sign of my gratitude. Please accept it. Whoa, magic power. Yay, magic power. Whoa, I can shoot bubbles now. Man who lives in the observatory outside of town may know of the Skull Kid's whereabouts, but be careful. You must not underestimate that child's powers, kind young one. If ever you are returned to your former shape, come see me. She'll give you more help. She says that. And it's true, she does give you a mask. But it's funny because when you come back here, like, you know, back to normal, she's like, I can't help you at all, but I guess I can give you this. Wow, I hit it from all the way over there. I didn't even think I could. Are you the one who just popped that up there? Not bad for Deku Scrub. We bombers have a hideout that leads to the observatory outside town. You need a code to get in. Maybe I'll tell you what it is. Don't think you're getting it that easily. Can't just tell you what the code is. Have to pass my test first. Sure. Alright, line up, guys. The 5 of us will run and hide in different places all over town. If you can catch all of us before sunrise, we'll teach you the secret code. Oh, and Duckonuts aren't fair game. They're bright and hurt our eyes, so you can't use them, okay? Got that? Alright, are you ready? AKA, you're not allowed to use Deku Nuts to stun them because you have to chase them. And have they placed these in different locations? Because I'm pretty sure there was a kid there. I guess not. There we go. That's one down. Could have sworn there was one behind that freaking tree. But maybe they've changed the locations of them in the remake? It's been quite some time since I played the remake, as you may have noticed. Apparently not since 2018. So there was definitely one here, because he has a Kuko, and that one is not here now. So this could be interesting, because I actually have to figure out where they are. Let me look. There's also one that's like up here. Or at least there was one that was like up there. Yeah, he is. He's up there. Okay. What would be the best way to get up there? I guess through Flowerdom. Flowerdom. Yes, Tattle, I know. You're trying to tell me something that I already know, and I don't care. You caught me. Only 3 left. I really don't care what Tattle has to say. She's probably just gonna be like, oh no, it's almost nighttime. We gotta hurry. Or some such nonsense like that. We've only got, 60 some hours left. We better hurry. That's what she did in the original anyway. So if there was ever a point where you were like doing nothing, she would pop up and be like, oh no, we have X length of time left. We better hurry. It's like, yes, Tattle, I really do. I understand that we're on a time limit. Thank you. This game is not perfect. Like, this version especially, but like the original, like, it might be my, one of my favorite Zeldas, but that does not mean that this game is like, perfect. I know a lot of people that are like, I know of a few people that have always been like, well, you should talk like the game's perfect, and it's like, but it's not. It's actually very flawed. In fact, there's a lot of things that they really did need to like fix and change. Hi, that's new. That was a new mechanic. He was hiding inside the box. So is there... Seems like they added one to each area instead of just having them in the main spots. So now I'm wondering... Oh, yep. I'm wondering now if there's one here. Sure enough, right there. There he was. No way, you finally got me. Wow. You're pretty good for a Deku scrub. If only you were human. Then I could give you an original Bomber's notebook and make you remember. What do you guys think? No way, no scrubs. I guess not. Once we let some kid who wasn't human join our gang, and boy did we ever regret it. Sorry. But I'll teach you the code, just like you promised. I can tell you only once, though, so pay close attention. Are you ready? 2, 4, 3, 1, 5. Goes 24315. The inventory secret hideout is in East Clocktown. 24315, huh? Alright. 24315. It's really annoying because you actually have to, like, memorize it at this point. You can get the Bomber's Notebook later, but 24315. That's right. If you know the code, then you remember. Okay, here you go. There's a lot of cool stuff at that telescope guy's place. Oh yeah, and Bomber's Secret Society of Justice Forever. Where are we at? Just double checking the length of the episode here. Can't go over there yet. That's not till later. Like, there's so many things to do, like, day one, when you, like, get back to normal. But yet there's so little to do this freaking early on into the game, you know? I do like the gyroscopic controls, though. I think that is a really... like, I always have liked motion controls, honestly. The Wii was one of my favorite consoles. And, like, I just thought that it was a very neat concept. Being able to do all kinds of stuff with just, like, moving your hands and, you know, stuff. Instead of having to, like, push 100 buttons, you know. And you can do more with it, you know. Because a wiggle can mean one thing, but a waggle can mean another thing, you know? As opposed to, hey, you have A, B, X, and Y, what are you going to do, you know? Well, well, a strange-looking child has joined me today. Are you a new friend of the Bomber's gang? Your manners seem much better than those of your mischievous friends from the other day. That ill-mannered troublemaker from the other day said he'd break my instruments. He said he'd steal my moon's tear. There was no stopping him. Even now, just watch him. He's probably causing trouble around the clock tower. So you gaze into the telescope. So here, it's also gyroscope controls, but utilizing the gyroscope controls to go left and right would break my avatar. But I can go up and down. I can look up at the moon. I can look over here. I can zoom in and see, hey, there's a rupee there. You know? There's a pot and a rupee. There's a man. Problem with gyroscopic controls is I'm not moving the 3DS, like, at all. Whoop, there, I mean, I was there, but, like, not moving, like, the 3DS at all right now. But you can see that it's, like, drifting all over the place. Now, I don't know if that's so much the gyroscope controls as much as it is the gyroscope of the 3DS causing the issue. It's that, like, the technology wasn't fully there, and so I can definitely understand this idea of, like, well, the technology's not there. You know, the technology wasn't there, so because it wasn't there at that time, you know, it was a bad, like, thing. But it really wasn't as bad as most people make it out to be. I think with a little more fine-tuning, things could have definitely gotten better. but for certain, like the gyroscope controls can be pretty obnoxious at certain times, so. But for like shooting a bow and stuff, it's like really good control system. Well, did you find that troublemaker? And that loud noise? What was that? Perhaps another moon sphere has fallen nearby. Go through that door and take a look outside. But I wonder how that troublemaker got on top of the clock tower. And the way up there is to the clock door, and that opens only on the eve of the carnival. Simple. He flew. 'Cause he can do that. The Majora's Mask gives him that control. Yay! Moon's tear, its sparkling beauty radiates rather strangely. Hey, just so you know, items like this are called gear. Gear is basically just stuff you won't normally need to mess with or think about too much. Tap on the lower screen if you ever want to look at the gear-like things you've collected. The moon sure is huge right now. Looks like it's gonna come crashing down on us. Don't worry about that silly moon. Just focus on the Skull Kid. I know where he is now. There's nothing left to do here. Let's go to the clock tower. Gear. So yeah, you can look at your sword, your shield, your heart pieces, the 4 masks. I don't know what these 4 are. Or what any of these, like, 5 are. Or this. But yeah. It's neat, because you do technically get, like, 4 slots. For, you know, your gear items here. Your tradables, if you will. So. Mesh controls, sword controls, normal, adjust volume, normal, okay. Well, that's fine. Then you've got your masks, which I have none. You've got your items, of which I have 1. And then your map. Jump in the field. Alright. I think because now we kind of have to wait until frickin' the freaking 3rd day. I know I can just use the scarecrow here to advance time. And I probably will. But I just don't want to record myself sitting here doing that. You know, we're about 45 minutes more or less, right? So I think this is a good spot to end at. Especially since, you know, this is the first episode. I always try to do a little bit longer first episodes because not a lot happens like this. Yo, hey baby, I'm a silent scarecrow wandering in search of pleasant music. Time will pass in the blink of an eye if you dance with me. If you like, baby, we can forget the time and dance till dawn. But yeah, that's it. But yeah, in that case, forget the time, let's dance. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed so far. If you did, feel free to subscribe. You can check the video description down below, where there's a link to the playlist. That way you can get caught up on any other episodes. There's also a link down below to my Patreon. Feel free to check that out, because it does help out the channel a lot. Oh yeah, how was it? It went by in an instant, right? I'm still full of energy. If you like, baby, we can forget the time and dance till night. Yeah, and then we're just gonna sit here and spam this, so. But yeah, I guess with that, I'll see you all next time. See you later.